Hi, and welcome to ESL for Math. Today we're going to be talking about area formulas. And this is a little bit of an advanced video because I'm going to assume that you've already seen these formulas before. But what I want to do is show you how many area formulas actually are the same formula to make it a little easier to remember them all. So I'm going to introduce them one at a time. This is a square. And often when we think of a square, we think the square has sides. All four sides are the same length. So the area of this square is s times s, or we can say that s squared. The area of a square is a square number, s squared. Okay. Another common area formula is the area for a rectangle. This is a rectangle. A rectangle has two sides that are short and two sides that are long, or at least the sides are not the same length. And often, instead of calling this sides, we say length and width of the rectangle. So we have a W for width and L for length, and we do the area of the rectangle as W times L. Here's a third area formula. This is the formula for a parallelogram. A parallelogram has four sides. These two sides are parallel, and these two sides are also parallel, and therefore it's called a parallelogram. Okay, in a parallelogram, usually the way that we calculate the area is to take the base times the height, and that's the area of the parallelogram. Okay, this is a trapezoid. A trapezoid has two sides that are parallel to each other, and the other two sides are not parallel to each other. Okay, usually when we do the area of a parallelogram, we say the two parallels, we call them B1 and B2, or they might be S1 and S2, something like that. I've called them here B1 and B2, and then we have a height. And in order to find the area, we take the average of B1 and B2. Oh, this should be a 2 here. Sorry about that. This should be 2. Okay, so we take B1 plus B2 divided by 2. That's actually the average of B1 and B2. So we take the average of B1 and B2 and we multiply it by height. Okay, and our final formula that we're going to look at today is the area of a triangle. Okay, a triangle only has 3 sides. All of these other drawings have 4 sides, but a triangle obviously has 3 sides. And the area for a triangle is we take the base, we multiply by the height, and then we divide by 2. What I want to show you is it looks like this is 5 different formulas that you need to memorize, but really this is all the same formula. And the easiest way to see this is to look at this formula, the formula for the trapezoid. Okay. In the formula for the trapezoid, we take the average of the top and the bottom, right, of this length. So this length and this length, we average them out. B1 plus B2 over 2. We take the average, and then we multiply by the height. So I want you to think about this idea of taking the average of the top and the bottom and multiplying by height. So what happens if we take the average of the top and the bottom on a parallelogram? This bottom and this top are the same, so the average of those two lengths is going to be B. So this B is actually the average of the top and the bottom. And it's multiplied by height. Okay. Now what about the rectangle? The top and the bottom of the rectangle are also exactly the same. So this L is the average of the top and the bottom. And here we're not calling it H and B, we're calling it W and L, but it's the same thing. It's the height times the base, W times L. Finally, S squared, we know that S squared is the same as S times S. And the average of the top and the bottom of a square is S. And this is the height. Okay, so in every case, we're multiplying the height times the average of the top and the bottom. Now let's look at the triangle. Move this over here so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, we see the height here, and then we see B over 2. So let's think about what is the average of the top and the bottom. the top of this shape, you can kind of imagine it like a trapezoid that keeps getting smaller and smaller at the top. The top of this shape is 0 width, right? There's no width here, it's 0. The bottom is b. So if we do b plus 0 over 2, that should be the average of the top and the bottom. And b plus 0 is the same as b. So this is b over 2. So the average of the top and the bottom is b over 2. We take the height times the average of the top and the bottom. And we have h times b over 2. Or here it's written h times b divided by 2. So all 5 of these formulas are really the exact same formula. They just have different letters for different shapes. But if you remember the basic idea, the average of the top and the bottom multiplied by the height, you won't have any problem remembering all 5 of these formulas. If you found this video helpful, you could go to www.sensibleenglish.com and you will find a lot more videos on ESL for math. Hope to see you there.